And I said like, listen, I said like, we have the signature shirts going on, only limited stock.
Yeah.
And the fans or the people thought I would do a limited stock because it's cool, but honestly, I didn't have more money.
Go. Away.
Episode 52. So we just finished a workout with the German.
52, that's like a full year. 52 weeks.
Congrats.
Have we been in a year?
Yeah, but we got lazy a couple times.
No, we didn't get lazy. I think we just traveled, but we're back. So I just finished a workout here at Elevation, and it is day one for Urs
Kalecinski.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
who said it better, Jay or myself? Kalecinski.
You said it better, but
Give it
with
to
Jay's voice, it's something.
So
special.
I asked you in the gym, like what your real name is, and you said Urs, and you explained to me what it was.
That's
so tell me again.
It's funny, right? Yeah, because everybody's asking.
What does it mean?
Yeah, everybody's asking what my nickname on Instagram means. Miracle Bear. Why he's calling himself a bear, and Urs. The name is in a lot of languages translated to the bear. What actually is a cool fit, I would say.
But it all depends on what type of bear. What about like a Care Bear?
Yeah,
he might not know what a Care Bear is.
A Care Bear, it's like a little cute little bear.
Yeah, it's
or
okay.
What about a vicious bear?
When I'm with my girlfriend, I'm a Care Bear.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at that. See, this guy.
So
he knows
you can move it how you want.
Yeah. So we're 2 weeks. Fuck, it's like 2 weeks tomorrow.
Yeah.
From your competition, you're competing Saturday. Right? Saturday evening. Your first Olympia.
Second.
Brother. Oh, that's right. First in Vegas.
Yeah.
First in
Vegas.
Yeah. And you're excited about it.
Does that seem weird that it just like?
I see. The thing is, I was like, I know he competed last year, and I'm not counting the Olympia being in Florida because, dude, it's never been in Florida for all the years I was here.
Yeah.
Living in Vegas. How exciting is it to come to Las Vegas and actually compete? Because that's how you probably started following the Olympia, was in Vegas.
Bro, it feels like my first Olympia because actually it is in Vegas. And for me, I always watched it in Vegas. You know, you preparing all the great champs preparing here for the original Las Vegas Olympia. And for the, I don't want to say a real Olympia, but it feels special to be here and special to be in Las Vegas for the first time. Met you guys. That's why I wanted to be here early, not only with the body thing and enough time to acclimate and have some good sessions here. Also with the whole Vegas experience.
Is this your first trip to Vegas?
Yeah.
First time, wow.
First time, and definitely not the last time, hopefully.
So let's start back to when you, like, what got you into bodybuilding? Like, how long you been doing it for?
I'm doing it for 12 years now. So
holy wow.
I'm not.
You're 24 years old.
That's what I want to say. Because everybody says to me, yeah, your career is going through the roof so fast. And I'm like, yeah, so fast. I'm training for 10 years, working my ass off. And there was nothing fast. I just started really early. My brother was a gymnast. He looked phenomenal. And I was like 10, 11 years old, did breakdance, loved breakdance until today. Still doing my dance moves.
Can you backspin or?
They're going wild, of course. I can do a head spin on this table.
Hold on, I got some cardboard. Let me lay some cardboard out in the back, you know. All the kids used to bring the cardboard to school and they'd do like the breakdancing stuff and they'd wear like the bands on their wrists and the gloves and everything.
Yeah, breakdance is great.
So what was your first show ever? Like what got you to compete?
To compete, let me start a little bit earlier. I did breakdance. I get fatter. My parents split apart. My dad always was in the Polish national team, a weightlifter. My mom was a ballerina, really, really good ballerina. And so I am the mix of both. and just wanted both proud. And my dad always said to this dancing thing, yeah, okay, it's okay, but why you don't do more like strength training?
Yeah.
And then one day I got a little bit bigger, a little bit chubby, and my trainer and breakdance or coach said like, yeah, you need to gain some muscles to be able to do the head spin and power move stuff. And then I go to the gym together with my brother, who was a gymnast, like I said before. And then from the moment I picked up the dumbbell, it was love for me. And then I read every magazine.
What age was that?
13 years old.
Damn, I didn't start till I was 18, man. I picked up my first bodybuilding book at 12.
Yeah.
And I had interest then, but I was tied up in sports in high school, so it wasn't like you weren't doing it. You were breakdancing, you didn't play sports, right? I mean, it's different in Germany too, right?
Yeah, it's different. We don't have the high school thing. What's pretty sad, I would say, because sport is different. You need to have your parents choose your sport for you, or like get you in some extra sports centers to do the sport. And it's not so you have like 2 hours sport in school on a regular week schedule, and that's it. And you do like a little bit football, a little bit of different sport, and that's it. And honestly, that was not enough for me, and I always was a very active child. And then I'm happy that my parents pushed me like in every sport I can get. And then I ended up with bodybuilding. Met some he's called Paul, my first bodybuilding coach, like an old school guy. Came to the gym to me, said like, yeah, you grown really quick, why you don't want to go to a bodybuilding show? And I'm like, me?
What year, how old were you then?
I was 15 years old.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm not even a bodybuilder, but I always loved competing and the competitive side, breakdance with the battles and everything. Like every sport I did, I wanted to show
competitive. Yeah,
to be competitive. Yeah, that's true. And so I decided, let's go.
And what was the contest that you did?
It was the Teenage Nationals, but there only was we have 2 divisions there, one natural and one not, and that was the only time there was a competition, and they were not natty, and I started there, and he said like, just start there. It's not about the placing the first time, and I was like, no, I want to win, and then I ended up 4th with about 25 teenage competitors, and I was like, okay. So next year I came back and started with in the Natural Bodybuilding Federation, and then I got the teenage class win, got the junior win, got the man's win, and the overall, and turned natty pro. And then I was like, okay, so maybe I'm talented in this, and that's how I keep going and improved. And then in 2018, I won the Junior Nationals in Germany, and in 2019 I started international, my first season, and turned pro over there. And then I took 1 year off, went to Mexico, lose the title by 1 point, and then decided to go to the States for the first time, do the Tampa, and then I think
Arnold Classic.
Yeah, I won there my first pro show in Tampa Pro.
Is that how you qualified last year?
Tampa
For the Olympia.
I had so much points at the Arnold's because I came 3rd, and that would be enough, but I don't want to qualify over points. That's not my...
So you had to win something.
I want to win something, and I love to have more pro wins on my belt. And I think still, if I win the Olympia one day...
what do you mean, if?
Matt is going to push it. Yeah, but if I'm gonna win an Olympia title, I still would compete more. I love.
You like the competition.
Yeah,
I know, but classic, I mean, you fit the classic, you know, when I came up, it was only like male and female bodybuilding, right? And so I looked at, like, we only had bodybuilding divisions to look at. So you as a teenager, you know, we talked about, you met me in 2014, you said, at the FIBO. So your brother kind of was an influence to this from the sounds of it. He lifted weights also, right?
Yeah.
Is he older or?
He's older. I have 2 older brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, and they both, or the next older brother, Kai, is always with me with the competitions. You're also going to fly to Vegas with my mom together. That's what makes me so
in a
excited.
week or so.
Yeah, and I invited my mom to Vegas, and it's her first time in the US, and it makes me happy, you know, like achieving something, earning money from this, and
being able to
give something back.
My mom used to come to all my events, you know.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
That feels really good, and just make a living for me out of this sport, and also for her to give her money, and she can like retire from her stuff and just enjoy life. That makes me really happy and pushes me to keep on going. And to come back to the competitions, I would still keep going and do the Arnolds.
So are you the youngest, or?
I'm the youngest of 3 guys, yeah. So
I'm the youngest of 7. So I'm the baby also. So when you came to
guys are spoiled.
When you came to see me, you were like probably what, 15, 16 years old. You said you were nervous, and
fuck yeah.
I mean, you got to see all the top, but they didn't have classic division at that point, correct?
No, they don't had it, but
because I asked you at the gym, I said, "Were you a bodybuilder, like an open body?" And you said, "Yeah, basically."
From my mindset, I would say, like, you asked me who me inspired the most. Mentally, definitely Dorian Yates and you. And it was like, I'm training until this day with some guys come to me and say, like Marcus said to me, you're perfect for the open division. But because he sees how I'm training and how I go into this, and for me, it's not like divisions. Bodybuilding is about... For me, it's about aesthetic, perfect proportions, symmetry, and great posing. And it doesn't mean for me when you're on open, you can get a thick waist and don't get shredded and pose like shit. It's like bodybuilding should be
a combination
of everything. And if you want to call it classic or like open or like man's physique, it's... For me, it's the perfect body we all wanna reach. And
do you think one day you might go to the open? Like, how far are you right now from the?
I have still room to grow, so that doesn't come even to my mind. And I think I'm in a good position right now to fight for an Olympia title. Yeah. And
I mean, dude, you're 24 years old.
First things first, yeah.
You know, and
what?
We talk
sorry
about
to interrupt you, but what you say about it? When you are on my
you take it show to show, and I know what you're. You know, basically, I watched you win in Boston. You know, you didn't finish first at the Arnold. I mean, you know, with my career, like, I won in steps, right? I went to Night of Champions, which was the New York Pro, won that. Then I went, you know, to Arnold, didn't win that, but I came back. I did win it eventually, and then I was fighting Ronnie Coleman, so I was fighting like the impossible. But I took the stepping stones. But, you know, I asked you, you know, can you win this? You said absolutely. But you're like a hybrid. So today's bodybuilding fitness personalities, like, they're like crossovers between social media outlets, bodybuilding, you know, connecting with the fans. I mean, you just mentioned something with Twitch now. You're doing something, but you have all your branding through Instagram. I mean, do you do TikTok? Do you do it all?
Yeah, and you know who inspired me?
Who?
You, bro. Because I have one thing in my mind. One day you said, like, on the expos, you're the first guy there and the last guy who goes, and the exact same thing I did at the FIBO. The FIBO this year, we had like 2-hour slots to be there for the fans, making pictures and everything.
You probably stayed a lot longer.
And I stayed until 6 p.m. until the FIBO was over, and still keep going. until the last man standing in the row, because there were 4 hours row just for me, and I was like, that can't be real.
Is it kind of floor you that you have this much of a following at your young age? Because listen, at 24, dude, I was like begging for people to come see me. I was few and far between. I was a magazine guy, but I wasn't at the top. Like, I consider you being close to the top of your division, and you're active on YouTube and social media. I mean, I just asked you had this Olympia series you did. How many videos a week did you put out, and how many weeks did you train for this competition? I mean, we're 2 weeks out now.
Yeah.
You said how many videos, like, you dropped?
2 or 3.
And you've done this since, what, 4 months out?
Yeah, or probably the whole year. For me, it's not like off-season or on-season. I would have put out content.
I know, but how important is that
year.
content to connect with your fans?
It's really
and
important.
where are your fans? Where do people follow you from? What countries?
It's a good question. You can write it in the comments down below, because I
know, but you must get like fan mail or emails or
you sell stuff.
DMs.
Where do you ship it to?
All around the world. Honestly, we had like the first. It's always funny. My girlfriend and I is doing our clothing business together, and she said to me, like, we see in the Shopify list, like, first order
addresses
from China, and then it's like, what the fuck? Or from Canada, and the guys needed to wait like three weeks until they get their stuff, and we're so happy about it. So it's crazy what's going on. And
what was the first? Well, let me ask you this: I sold my first item was an 8x10 and one T-shirt. So what did you start with? What was the first thing you put on to Shopify?
A black shirt with the Miracle Bear logo on it, and I had like.
Do you remember how many you've actually ran size-wise and everything in that, and how fast did it sell?
My mother gave me all the money I saved on my bank account. It's called Sparbuch in Germany. It's like you save as a child, you save every month,
so it's
like $5.
It's like your piggy bank.
Yeah, you know.
Okay. And what happened?
And I invested everything to the first.
Remember how much it was?
$5K, I would say.
And you bought all shirts with it?
Not only shirts, I set it up, the website, the shop, and everything.
How fast did you make the $5,000 back?
And I said, like, listen, I said, like, we have the signature shirts going down, only limited stock.
Yeah.
And the fans or the people thought I would do a limited stock because it's cool, but honestly, I didn't have more money. And until this day, honestly, I'm doing limited stocks. Just now we have more capital to do stuff, but I also wanted to let it in place to remember this until the company is growing bigger and bigger. Because with the limited stock, it's also cool. And imagine in 5 years you see a guy wearing the first signature line.
It's pretty cool when
Cutler.
they line up, right?
Yeah, I saw one at the FIBO with the first shirt on it, and he's one of the 80 guys in this world who got this shirt.
Wow!
And now they resell it.
Worth a lot. It's going to be worth a lot. I mean,
and it's a cool thing, you know. Imagine in 20 years when you win
somebody's going to come up to you in 20
titles.
years with that shirt on.
Yeah.
Because every once in a while, someone will come up with something from 25 years ago.
I have like the original Swole Monkey stuff, and we changed logos. So I know, like, it's so funny when you know what was printed. And you can, like, you're sitting in the line and you're paying attention to people, right? And then you see a guy like 50 people down.
Exactly.
You're like, holy shit, that guy's wearing.
And you're waiting for this guy.
And I say to Matt, I'm like, dude, that guy's wearing like a vintage, like 2006 shirt, you know?
So cool.
Yeah, where was it not long ago where that guy came up and he had the ticket from a show you guest posed when you were an amateur?
It was in Wisconsin or something.
Yeah, Madison.
He
had the magazine, like the
brochure,
and he had the ticket stub, and he wasn't even pro yet. He was still amateur. It was like 1994.
I was 23 years old then.
It's so cool, and this support, it's great to see this, and that's why I wanted to keep going with this limited stuff. And people are texting me like some managers like, yeah, we can do a lot of more money, and like, yeah, but in this point it's not about money, it's about this stuff and the memories you have.
How hard was the struggle, like financially, and remember, it's eating is a major part of it, right? The food, the time to train. Did you work like jobs as you were progressing forward? Like, what did you do? What was your trade?
Always. I moved out from home with 17 years old, so pretty early, and that was the perfect decision I made because I can concentrate more on. I'm from a small village, we have more cows in this village than people, and no great gyms or opportunities. And I moved to South Germany, to Stuttgart, to the next bigger city. Had my little flat over there, had better gyms, connected with people, and always worked like on a construction or in a sauna, doing like the sauna stuff, because I thought like, I can earn some money and do something good for my body, going to the sauna twice a week, and always had something going on.
But were you broke? I mean,
yeah, I was broke. Hell yeah.
Like, did you care about cars or clothes?
Never.
Did you eat out? Like, did you guys go to dinners or?
Yeah, I love to go eat out sometimes. And
like, do you dress up and go out, or did you have a limited budget so you didn't really do that until? I mean, now you might be able to go do it, but
now I go out with my girlfriend when we like did something good.
And how long have you guys been together?
3 years now.
And does she understands what
one
you
day
do?
Before Olympia, it's gonna be 3 years.
Oh yeah, so your celebration's gonna have to be after, huh?
Yeah,
that's why you stay in the extra 4 days, huh?
Exactly.
Saturday night.
Yeah, I invite you guys. Everything on me if I win.
Oh shit! There we go.
If not, Matt.
How much is first place at the?
Good question, Jay.
You don't even know.
Let's call Dan and ask him.
So one thing he's pointing out, I never thought about the money. Remember, I say this over and over in these podcasts.
Honestly,
so you don't even know what you're competing for. What are you competing for? It's the title, right? And the
I can say what I'm competing for.
What's that?
The fucking Olympia jacket.
Really?
It sounds stupid, but that was for me, it's like 11 years I'm chasing this jacket. And I remember 1 year before I qualified, there was David Hoffman, the German guy, also in Classic, who qualified. And I trained with him, shoot a video with him, and he had the jacket. I was like, yeah, can I touch it? And
is it a leather jacket, like leather?
No,
shoes?
not at the Arnold. At the Arnold's, it's the leather jacket.
Okay, yeah.
And this year we also got a sick jacket from the Arnold's with like world champ inside of it, and you also have the leather jacket, right?
I have them. I have them in bags. I won Hummer trucks at the Arnold too. 3 Hummer trucks
and
Rolexes and Audemire's. Yeah, I had everything.
Maybe I need to switch to open.
Right. It's 130,000, right?
It's 200.
Oh, is it 200 now?
200K.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
How much did you win at Boston Pro? 10 grand or no?
Not even.
3?
Yeah,
3,000.
And
how was that to receive? Like, was that your biggest check so far?
No, in Kuwait I got the most.
That's right. You won the Kuwait show this last year.
Right after that.
Yeah, it was a back-to-back-to-back. So Arnold's 1 week later, Boston, and then I need to fly to Kuwait. Had some problems. Need to stay 24 hours in Turkey to do a layover. Got the visa, and then I won.
Steve
Kuwait.
told me you looked incredible in Kuwait, though.
Yeah, I was pretty full. I was on a weight cap there, and at the Arnold's I was like
pushing it
far away from the weight cap. So the body soaked everything up, and it looks pretty good. I think the best look, like you also said, was in Boston. And it's not often that you wake up in the morning, and I looked in the mirror, and I don't want to sound arrogant or something like that, but I knew.
Yeah.
It's not arrogant, it's confidence.
Well, we got to see you at the gym prior and everything. I mean, it was just seemed like everything was just working in your favor there, you know?
Yeah, it was crazy because I was a little bit like, I want to do everything perfect for the first Arnold. And then sometimes you just need to come down, eat a cookie, and then go to the show.
The nerves can be a lot, right? I mean, as you compete more and more, you get experience.
And
but
no, sorry to interrupt you, but normally I don't have this. I'm from the breakdance background. I'm never nervous before a stage, and I was a little bit at the Arnold's because I just wanted to make everything perfect. And now for this Olympia, that's good. I have a different mindset. You know, I also worked with a good like therapist for it, a sport therapist, which I definitely recommend.
Give him a shout out. Give him
yeah. Say who it is. Promote. You could promote him.
Yeah, he don't want to get promoted.
Oh, okay.
He working with some.
If somebody needs it, they can message you and you can connect them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
But he's a guy like he's not doing it on a regular basis. He has like his high paid like managers and stuff. Maybe you. we need to send Matt to him.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
but
all fucked up.
But that really helped, and now it's you just can do your homework, right? Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, it's up to the judges and up to how you look on that.
So I noticed like when you pose a lot different than a lot of the other guys, and you seem more of a routine, more of a, I don't know how to describe it.
He's very fluent.
Yeah, fluent. Where does that come from? Like, where did you learn?
Mama.
I was good because I heard
that she was a ballet.
Yeah.
You know,
now, does she work with you on your routines?
Yes.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah, we started with it for the first routine I ever did, because I didn't know who I had the coach Paul, like I said before, and he helped me really a lot with the bodybuilding poses and get me into this, and he also could do it really good, and that helped me a lot. But it's when you are on that professional level, it's about the final touch, you know, and that makes the difference. And therefore my mother was perfect to bring in my own flow, because nowadays the guys are watching Terrence or me posing and try to copy it, and in my opinion that's the biggest mistake you can do, and try to be like someone else. If you try to copy someone, you're a copy, you know, you're not the original. And that's why everybody needs to create his own style, his own flow.
Who's the best poser in classic physique?
Officially Terrence, I would say, because he won some
best poser,
some best posing awards. But posing is
an opinion.
It's hard. Yeah, it's an opinion. Like the body as well. It's an opinion how you pose. If you are more like the Marcus Rule guy with Rammstein and my heart is mein Herz brennt.
What's Rammstein? What's that mean in English?
You know the band, the rock band.
No.
Rammstein.
Yeah, that's right. I remember the Marcus Rule.
Mein Herz brennt. Yeah. He always took them, and he's like,
yes, you're right.
Aggressive.
You remember?
Yeah, he's going out doing the crab pose, and that was Marcus Rule, like
they used to, you know,
2002 Night of Champions.
Marcus Rule used to come out and they'd go, ooh, and people would think they was booing. You know what I mean?
And then where there was other guys like going out, Lila Brada, like.
Yeah, who would you say out of the classic era of, I'm going to say like the old school bodybuilding? Do you think Lila Brada had
posing wise, definitely?
You know Francis Benfato?
Yeah.
He was pretty good too.
Yeah, and a lot of guys say like you
pose a lot like him, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And I didn't knew that.
Really?
Yeah, but then someone sent me and
but he was pretty fluent poser.
Definitely. And it's sad that posing isn't going into everything.
I know, but dude, it's what you set the standard for. I mean, that's why the classic division is, you know, it's different from the open, because remember that, you know, we went out there and hit muscle shots, you know, and I think Matt mentioned something, you know, we're talking about, you know, people want to see 300-pound freaks pose and whatever else, but doesn't mean that people don't want to see fluency and creativity put together in their routines.
But I think there are some guys like Samson Dauda in the open. I saw his routine in Prague at the EVLS.
Was good.
Was phenomenal, yeah. And
He's a guy we've been talking about a lot for the
he's
Open.
my dark horse for this year, definitely.
He's improved a lot.
Should we talk about the Open? Your opinions?
In every podcast I get asked about this, but
No, we'll get to your division.
How many podcasts do you get to do? I mean, are there German
honestly,
podcasts
a lot.
How
But
many in person like this?
in Germany?
it's my first one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't do it either.
And
in person, or
honestly,
we don't
in
do-
person, it's way better than like over Zoom.
it's
or
more
something.
personal.
Yeah, it's like a talk.
Yeah,
with two
when
cool
we
guys.
when we started doing this, we actually made this commitment. We're not going to do anything like
You're old school
Zoom call.
guys.
Yeah, well, no,
I
I mean,
like it.
we started during the COVID, and we said, you know what, we're going to just go back and forth. It's going to be he and I until we have guests that are available.
So you had like the things here, the plastic.
but you might be our first classic.
We are, yeah. We've had maybe 7 guests,
Yeah.
6 or 7. You're the first classic
Thanks for the invitation, eh?
for sure.
Let's represent classic
No,
here.
I
The
just-
skinny boys.
I like that. I like it a lot that we're not doing what everyone else is doing. Where it's easy to just throw someone on a Zoom,
Yeah.
and just put them on there. But that's different when you can sit in front of somebody.
Yeah.
It's a totally
But
different.
we want to
vibe.
talk. We want to talk. Like we want to be able to just, hey, we're having a conversation, right? I
Yeah.
mean, I know you have a headset and a mic, but like we're talking like this is a
It
conversation.
was just like
we
if we were
have,
at the
you
gym
know.
earlier. We just
Yeah.
shoot the shit.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I've started in Germany.
You should do. I mean, that's something that, you know, there's interaction with you know, obviously your Instagram and, you know, whether you do TikTok and now you're streaming, you know, doing all, you know, YouTube is obviously like the huge outlet right now, right? People can really get to know your personality and see what you're doing. And you said you're really cranking with your business right now, and, you know, you have a fan base all around the world, but you come to the States, expectations. Do you feel like the U.S. is much easier to navigate in business and fitness than where I know you said you grew up in like a cow area. So did I.
Yeah, I know
And
that.
I had to move to California because that's where they wanted me closer to magazines. But now you can kind of create your brand no matter where you are because it's content, right? But you said you moved to a bigger city
Yeah.
to be in a better facility. But do you feel like coming to the States, things are more at hand than where you live?
I talked with Matt in the car to the way to your office about this topic, and I said to him, if I want to collab with like Marcus, I need to drive 6 hours to shoot a video with him. If I would be in Vegas or I'm flying to Vegas, it's like, who of the 5 guys I should
5. There's probably
yeah.
50.
yeah, or like you said, 7 Olympia champs
There's
in town.
9. There were
9.
before Sean passed. There was 10 Olympia champs
Rest
that
in
lived
peace, yeah.
in one city at the same time.
You asked me, where do I train? And I said, well, you could train at a different gym every day for 1 month in the Vegas Valley.
Yeah.
Probably further. Just think of how many LVACs are there.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you could probably do 30 days at a different
Crazy,
gym.
bro.
Easily.
And you're like, you're kidding me, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, people ask that question, like, where do you train? And I'm like, okay, where do I start? You know,
Yeah.
it's like, it depends. It's not like, okay, Tuesdays here. Like, you know, you guys pick your body parts and you say, I might do legs here or I do chest here in this location. You said you're really trying to pinpoint other than your shoulders, right? You
Yeah.
have crazy shoulders and your legs are phenomenal.
Thanks.
So you may go to different facilities, but you don't have that
I don't
ability,
have
right?
that.
See,
yeah.
even now for us, like we actually go somewhere depending on where we are that day, not for a body part. So sometimes he'll call me and be like, I'm just going to train up by my house today. I'm going to train at this EOS or this LVAC or Lift Factory, or I'm going to go to Kilo here. I'm going to go to Dragons here. I'm going to go to Yaks here. I'm
But
gonna
listen,
go to Fit Club. Like,
we're just normal guys. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not training for anything. I mean, you may look at it.
That's great, and also everything is available so quickly here. A little story. Alicia forgot, my girlfriend forgot to cook the rice for the post-workout meal. Germany, I would be fucked.
yeah.
I would be straight fucked. And now the girl at the gym said, yeah, go to Walmart, third row to the left, and then you have like
he just got some white rice.
ready
He just throw it in the
white
microwave.
rice.
Yeah,
with
so
50 grams of
just so you
carbs.
understand, if you need to go grocery shopping, I think Walmart's going to be the best place to buy in bulk here. I mean, there's groceries on every corner, but when I was leaving the gym, he was walking back from Walmart, and he's like, "Oh, I got rice." You know, he had a 3-pack of rice. So
Another funny story. The first time I came to the States, I went to Walmart and I was shocked. The grocery store in Germany, bro, only the Ben & Jerry's sector is like how big the
whole store.
The whole store is in Germany. You have like milk, bread. You have some more stuff coming up, but it's so crazy.
So could you buy those instant rices in Germany that you got?
We have the Uncle Ben's, you know, with the flavors, Mediterranean
you
stuff.
Rip the bag,
but not the like.
You had these little cups.
Yeah.
You ever notice that? Like when you, depending on where you're at in the world, there's different sizes of things you can get. So I lived in Hong Kong for 2 years, and I remember the first time I went to the grocery store, I grabbed one of the little the hand things, and I said, "Hey, is there a cart?" And the guy grabbed it and put this thing, and he set it in there and said, "Now it's a cart." It was the same thing, but they just put it in a thing, and I'm like, "No, like because in the States, the carts are as big as this table. I mean, they're 2 feet deep, and you can fit like enough food to last 2 months in them. Yeah. But it's not like that around the world.
Yeah, and I spent 3 hours. I was 7 days out of the competition, and I looked at everything.
Of course.
Yeah, because it was so interesting for me. I grown up with food. You know, my mother cooked like for a whole school class. One day I visited my best friend. Okay, yeah, and the mother made food for us, and she cooked one rice bag for all of us, and I thought it's only my portion, so I got the whole thing and started to eat, and they're like, "Hey, why you taking all of the rice?" And I was so I turned red, and I'm like, I was so embarrassed because my mom was like, imagine for 3 boys, or you were 7, that was like for crocodiles thrown around with steaks. And my dad also eat a lot of meat and stuff, and I have a Polish background, so shout out to every Polish mom.
Do you travel to Poland ever?
Yeah, every year, and then now I'm living close to Poland in Berlin. It's like 1 hour drive, and then I'm there. So yeah, I still wanna be there, speak a little bit, you know, don't forget everything about the language, and also bodybuilding in Poland is great. Also in Poland, they love you.
I know. Yeah, you booking? Oh yeah, I toured there actually. Are you booking any seminars or like guest events when you're overseas there?
Not in Poland, but
in Germany.
In Germany, I did some Made in Germany seminar tour with Marcus, and we definitely continue this in 23. And right now, podcasts, seminars, studio openings, and everything is getting wild. But honestly, I wanted to focus on my preparation for this year's Olympia, and then I throw some seminars in January and February, and then we will see. In April, you're in Germany, so maybe we can set something up.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We've been trying to get there for 2 years, but
because I remember actually you messaged me right before FIBO last year, and you said, "Are you coming over?" And I'm like, "It's the first time we didn't go since
Jay wasn't there." Yeah,
but it wasn't. They didn't like. It kept getting moved and moved and moved and moved, and it got to a point where... And it was
special. They just invited, like, some guys. Yeah. And I think you were too expensive, honestly.
I don't think they even tried just because they weren't sure.
Yeah. We only were 5 guys, like Marcus, me, and 3 other Germans, and that was probably...
Next year it's going to be back, because Phil told me they've already booked him. They got Jay. Yeah. So it'll be back.
Question for you, though. How far do you want to go in this? Like this whole fitness thing. Like, do you have a mindset, like an age, or like, hey, I want to win the Olympia X times, or?
Honestly, I said to myself,
because I said I was going to be out by 30 early on.
Yeah, that's what Dennis
Dennis
Wolf told me also. He said at the beginning, I want to quit with 30, and then he moved on.
I mean, listen, the contracts kept me in it. The fan base kept me in it. I mean, I didn't win the Olympia until I was 33, but you know, you've had such great success early on, and like I said, you're a kind of hybrid crossover. You know, is there a bigger picture of this? Is it something like maybe you want to get into film work? Is it a stepping stone for?
Honestly, that would be really great. I love to perform in front of the camera like you saw today. I'm totally cool with this, and it makes me a lot of fun. So maybe that would be a great thing if you have the connections. You know how it is. It's hard to get in there, but never say never. I never thought that I can sit on a table on 5 p.m. in Las Vegas and talk with one of the greatest bodybuilders in the world about like
life,
fucking life.
Yeah, you see all these accolades behind me, right? All these magazines and the Olympia trophy.
For me, Jay, honestly, it's so surreal. I think in the next moment I'm gonna wake up in Stuttgart in my student's flat, and it was just a surreal dream for me. And also, if I'm on the top in classic right now, I still have this underdog mentality, you know. I think I don't know if I'm good enough to be here, and that was pushing me. And I'm happy to be like this, because there are a lot of guys who like. What are you trying to do?
I'm just moving my
trying
chair.
to do some windmill or some backspin.
No, there's, I didn't realize how good I was the same way. I mean, I got second to last in my first Olympia, then I was 8th, and then I went to second and almost winning, and that gave me a ton of confidence. I know I asked you in the gym, like, you said every transition you've made has given you more confidence, right?
Yeah.
But you're sitting here telling me, you're like, man, am I deserving, right? I mean, walking into this show, you don't have a mindset of, I just want to look good. It's like you want to win the title, right? You're comparing yourself to the number one guy.
Of course.
And that number one guy for the past
3 years.
3 years. It's Chris.
Yeah, Chris,
Definitely. And I have big respect for Chris. Like I said you before, I visited him, and we are real friends, I really text often with him, but on this stage, we are, at least for the half an hour or for this day, we are
enemies.
Should be.
I was with Ronnie.
Should be.
I was with Ronnie too, man. We were so friendly.
Yeah.
But when we got to the stage, bro, we didn't talk.
It's war. It's war going down.
We didn't share the pump up posing rooms and everything in the back. That's for sure.
Yeah, because everybody's working so hard for this. I don't starving for 16 weeks to say like, yeah, go, you can win
Just
this.
stand there, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this year and the people you're against, and maybe Jay can throw some names out and just talk about how you think you fare next to them.
Matt wanna go into the.
No, I mean, listen,
you're a top guy.
You're in the top. So I mean, you got Chris, you got Ramon, you got Terrence Ruffin, Breon Ainsley. I mean, former Mr. Olympia.
And you got you got 5th last year?
4th.
So let's just talk about those names that he brought up. The 3 guys ahead of you and Breon, because he's right in the mix. So let's start with Breon. Like, how do you think you compare to Breon?
I was happy about the outcome in March at the Arnold's, because I was able to beat him, and
he's a 2-time champ. That's a big deal.
That was a really, really big goal for me, honestly, going into this year's Arnold's. And that made me really happy to win.
How did you beat him? What was the quality that?
Why do you think you beat him?
I would say because he's not getting better every year, or not better. He's still really, really good, but if your physique doesn't change, you're not like shocking the world, If you have like
judges want to see improvements.
Your improvement from 208 to 209,
it's like
the fucking quad stamp, and then it's lights out. And so is it every year. And when you're on a weight cap, then you can do your improvements, but you can bring a package who's like shocking the world again. And it's only Ramon and me who are not far away, but still have room to grow in the classic and are able to do like moves like this. And we both did it at the Arnold's.
Talk about Ramon.
Are you the 2 youngest guys?
I think Ramon is 26.
Okay.
And Yeah. I'm the youngest guy by far. So
How do you feel about his physique, Ramon?
Ramon is looking great. Like I said, I can't compare my physique to him because it's totally different. That what I say in other podcasts as well. He's looking great, but has a completely different structure and different muscle bellies. Mm-hmm. I don't know how about what's your opinion about this, but at the end of the day, it's also a great physique, and it mixes up the whole classic thing. And we have our strong parts and our.
Do you think you can out-condition him?
Yeah, when it comes to condition.
Yeah, you're in really good shape right now.
I know what I'm capable of, and
what do you think about Terrence? I mean, he's really put together. It's just that obviously his stature is a little smaller than.
Yeah, that's the point. Terrence would be a 3-time champ if he would be a little bit taller, I would say.
So you think the height makes a difference a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know why, because he's so complete and so beautiful and has a great posing. I think
he's like one of the most complete guys on the stage.
So when do you think that's how Bumstead has the advantage because of the height to width ratio?
Yeah.
Like he just takes up a lot of space, right? I mean, the height means something. I mean, you're telling me like it's harder when you're a little smaller structure, right?
But I think that's the height game is another thing. I think if Chris would be 1 centimeter taller, he's too tall, you know? Mm. Because when you're too tall, you fade in a way, and with the weight limit, you're looking more like, not that compact and round.
Me being an open guy and only witnessing through my lifetime, mostly, obviously the transition of bodybuilding and looking back at the Arnold era, whatever, which I think like some of those guys were bigger than what you guys are today, right? Because I don't think they had like the weight caps, right? It was like height, right, or whatever. Yeah. So I saw the standard of Danny Hester. Okay, he was the first to Breon, to Chris. So, like it seems like they haven't figured out what the ultimate body
all three
is
are
yet.
Completely different.
Yeah. So my question is, like, when is it going to land? I mean, you've seen like the mass monster and open bodybuilding. Then you've seen more aesthetic, right? But the biggest guy usually is the guy that wins, right? I mean, the roundest, whatever, and the best condition, right? But I mean, what's the standard going to be? I mean, when Chris gets either beat or retires.
That's the interesting question, I would say. But
let me ask you this: can you beat Chris?
Definitely, yes. Yes.
Good. Where do you is there certain areas where you think you are better than him?
I wouldn't say certain areas. I would say, and that's a big point in classic more than in the open class. It's about the day of the competition. Mm-hmm. If you are 5% off in the open, maybe when I'm wrong, you correct me, please. But in the open, when you are 5% off, it's more tolerated sometimes because you are so much bigger. But in classic, when you have the 5% off your condition on a little water texture under your skin, you can move like 3 to 4 places, especially in the top spots.
I said to him at the gym, when you took your top off and you were posing, I said, crazy condition. And he said, it's classic. He has to be.
Yeah. You have to.
Yeah.
And I said to him, what did I say? Can you imagine?
Yeah. He said, imagine if an open guy was conditioned like that.
Yeah.
And
what'd you tell me?
Whoever it is, lights out.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No, I said Hadi Chupa. I said Hadi Chupa.
That's what I say as well.
That conditioned.
Yeah, and he impresses me so hard. I love condition. I don't know why, but I know condition is no genetic thing. It's just suffering and just working your fucking ass off. Sorry to say that, but
our podcast, you can say.
Yeah, it's like you need to work your ass off for condition, and everybody can reach it. And in classic, of course, you have the weight limit, and that needs to push you more to get in this condition. But for me, it's a big part, and especially when you are on the Olympia stage, the biggest stage in this world. You need to show your best.
Don't you feel like genetically you have that ability to get in crazy condition?
I wouldn't say the ability to get in this condition, but I would say I have my physique is living out of the details I have. If I would have like 2 or 3% body fat more, it wouldn't like create that illusion, on stage. Because for me also, when I stay relaxed, I'm looking like a non-lifter. And then when I start to pose, it pops and changes dramatically.
Yeah. Phil Heath.
Yeah.
When Phil would have a sweat, it
yeah,
might sound
that's
crazy,
what we said.
When Phil would have a sweatshirt on, he looked like a normal guy.
You know who
took
else
his
is
shirt
like
off
that?
And he's
William.
Yeah.
Diabolic, yeah.
When William poses, stuff rolls.
Yeah, that's crazy. And that's what I like to see, on stage, because we all know the guys in the gym, like meatheads, looking huge, and on stage they're looking like shit because nothing happens. And for me, when you are in that condition and then start to pose, you are fully loaded and locked in. That's what impressed me the most, and that's why I was so impressed from Hardy, seeing him last year backstage.
He's got all those fibers and stuff that people don't have anymore.
How are you excited to actually be able to rub shoulders with some of these open people backstage?
Yeah, because you're going on the same day as them this year.
Yeah, I was there with them for the finals last year.
Yeah.
But, who was the most impressive to you last year backstage?
Hardy.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hard as a rock, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it was different, completely different.
A lot of people think he should have won the last,
They were all big, and I'm impressed with that. But to be big and conditioned, that's...
2 years ago, I thought he should have won for sure. It was his first 2019. I thought.
Yeah.
No, was it 2019 no, in Vegas. In 2019, I thought he should have won.
Yeah, and
he looks ridiculous.
That should be.
You actually messaged me. I remember you saying, "Hottie's kicking all these guys' ass all over the stage right now," and he was.
That should be the standard, right? Imagine you fight against Coleman, and
the Coleman had that conditioning and the size too.
Yeah. And you also had the conditioning.
I thought I could have won a couple, but it's like you when you're there, it's different. And then I looked at the pictures after, and I realized what I was kind of up against. But backstage, like it seems like some of the guys, like I was unimpressed with certain people, and then they'd get under the lights, and the body just came alive. It's amazing how it does that, right? It depends on the skin tones and everything. But leading into this, like you guys are in a probably the best venue that's ever been associated with the Mr. Olympia, which is the Zappos Theater. I've been in that theater for other events other than fitness, so I'm a little envious of you guys being backstage at this and being able to perform in this theater. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It's like a legitimate theater.
Like you've never seen anything like this, dude. Like, it's crazy.
I went and toured it with Dan and the team.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was also impressed last year in Orlando.
This one's a little different because that was like created.
Yeah.
This one's a permanent structure that has the best musicians in the world there, so it has the best view, the best sound,
best performances,
the best of everything is
best
right
lighting
there.
As well.
Yes,
like I never competed at like even the Olympias. Like I was at Mandalay Bay, and then I won in the Orleans, and like we didn't have what you're going to have.
So you've actually never, you've only competed in Florida.
Yeah, that's true. So for me, like I said before, it feels like the first Olympia again.
And you know what's weird? Like I think about this, and I don't know if anyone else does, but the Olympia has always been in Vegas as far as I can remember.
Yeah.
So the last 2 years, it kind of seemed like the Olympia just skipped to where we're like, oh, it's back home now where it belongs.
Imagine, bro, that's since I'm in this game, Olympia game.
Yeah.
So for me, it's the beginning.
So do you follow the open? Do you follow the open class?
Yeah, of course.
What do you think of this year?
I'm a total bodybuilding fan.
You think Rami's gonna win another one?
Yeah, because I called. I had a long phone call with Dennis James, and we talked about him, and I saw his death face coming, and I saw some training clips, and I really think he wants it. He really saw like, okay, I'm working my ass off, because there were a lot of rumors that he don't gonna win this, and yeah, I like this, and I can say to him, yeah, he deserves it to be still the champ. when he still works his ass off. But I also saw William, a good friend of mine, Bonek. I also spent some time with him and his family. We did some content stuff, had a great time in Netherlands together. I spent 3 days with my camera guy and my girlfriend at his house. We made some fish together for special events, and it was just like, for me, bodybuilding is more than, like I said to you in the car at the drive, it's more than just putting out content for the fans. It's like meeting the personalities, and connecting together. Like at the first movie from Arnold, Pumping Iron. Yeah. How can I remember this? In Pumping Iron, they were on the beach, laying down with the girls, smoked some cigars and had some fun. And for me, it's about this, That's why I went to Florida, why I came here 2 weeks before, because it can be so. You're so lonely in the sport. For 16 weeks, they were from 6 o'clock in the morning to 9 p.m. at night. Every day the same. Every day I walked the same road to the gym, back home. Every day the same routine. And this time I enjoy it so hard. I landed here. Imagine today I only eat 50 grams of rice, but I'm full with energy and still can keep going, only eating 200 grams of white fish a day, because this surrounding gives me so much motivation. And that's also great to train with Jay today, because that was the kickstart for this next 14 to 15 days. And now we are locked in and only waiting for the.
I can tell you, man, like I would come off, if I had to come in 2 weeks early, I selfishly would be like, I just don't want to be around anyone. I don't want, and you're like, okay, who can I train with tomorrow?
Yeah.
Who can I train with the next day? And who can I?
Yeah, because imagine in 2 years, you got first or you got second, but what else?
You know what though?
What else you got from the sport?
This is the beginning of the transition. People are gonna like look back on all this when you become champion, and they're gonna say that was a guy that like started the ambassadorship early on because of the communication, the ability to do that. I mean, you're a young guy. I was introverted, right? But like you're so open and willing to not only learn, but also give advice to like everyone out there. I mean, that's the main thing with your content is people learning from your process, right? And every day is a learning experience for all of us. Sure. You said you watched some like you saw Larry in my office, like he was working with me as 19-year-old. Yeah. So, I mean, it's like, you know, you saw the transition of those guys, myself, and you learned, and now you're putting into your own path, which is great advice for your viewers out there and the people that follow you. And like I told you, you have a worldwide audience now, and I know you're floored by that. But when you hit that arena on Saturday evening and the crowd goes bananas for you, I mean, how is that going to feel?
Epic, and that's what we are.
And your mom's going to be there to witness. Your brother's going to be there.
It's awesome, and that's what it's about, you know, collecting memories, collecting, like, motivating, especially my generation, because I'm like 3, 4, 5 years younger than the other competitors, and I fucking dreamed about it, and now I'm doing it, you know, and that's what we need to bring out, this message, especially in our subculture bodybuilding sport. In the US, it's bigger than everywhere else, but in Germany right now, I'm changing things, you know. It sounds crazy, but you're changing things, and the people come to the gym where I train and say like, hey, bodybuilding is it's epic again in Germany and starts to get exciting. Yeah. Since the Rule Dennis Wolf area, imagine 2008, 9, 10 to 13.
And he moved to the States, you know, so he left, right?
So it's epic what you can change as a personality. And yeah, I have a different look on this, and I'm not going here like 14 days, just going to the gym, talk to nobody, and at the end I'm too stressed about myself because I was too driven, to bring the best to the Olympia that I forgot what it is all
the
about.
Process. I always tell everyone to enjoy the process.
Yeah, that sounds
I
crazy,
missed a lot,
but
dude.
you're starving.
I missed
and
a lot. I
Yeah.
missed a lot because I didn't have your mindset.
Yeah, and sometimes I have mind fuck about it, honestly, because I think, am I doing enough? But I think when you're really a serious professional athlete, you're always gonna have this mind fuck. But for me, it's the right way, and the people are loving it, and yeah,
You're doing it right.
I think I'm doing it right. And if not, it's still what we have, a learning process. You can learn from everything.
Balance, brother. Balance.
You do a lot. You do a lot more than people who are much further down the line than you are. So you're way ahead of the game. I'm sure you see other people that are in the same position you are. You've been competing as a pro for a couple years, and you're already making a living from it. You're already inspiring people all over the world. You're already doing appearances. You had, like you said, you had a 4-hour line. There's guys that have been competing for 10, 15 years that don't have 4 people in line. And I'm just being honest. There are.
Yeah, and they think it flies from the sky, but
Here you
need to
are in
work your
Vegas right
ass
now,
off.
sitting in Jay's office. You're doing something right. We don't let anybody just sit down there.
Yeah, but you need to work your ass off for it.
You do.
I can say, oh, no, I'm tired. I want to go home and relax with my girl. But, hey, it's an opportunity and you need to take it. And I don't want to end up in the sauna again doing my my 2 times a week routine. And every day I wake up, I'm thankful for this, what I can do and what I can do with the sport,
So Saturday night, Olympia.
Yes, baby.
Who's going to be the last man standing?
Urs Kalecinski. I can do the Bob.
I'm gonna put you on the spot, okay?
Uh-oh.
Give me a top 5 bikini Olympia champ.
Let's see how much you pay attention.
We're gonna ask you.
Yeah, don't put me into this, boys. Oh shit.
So men's open.
You wanted to give your top 5?
I need to remember what I said at the last podcast.
Okay, so we got.
But you showed me some Brandon Curry pictures today, because this guy over here, Matt behind the scenes.
I know, but don't change your opinion.
Okay.
Before, you had a mindset.
Yeah.
How much different from the top? I said this on the last podcast. The top 6 last year. Mm-hmm. Is anyone going to break into the top 6? Let's not put in order, but
the top 6 last year: Rami, Brandon, Hottie, Hunter, Nick, and William. That's what's the top 6.
Do you think anyone has a shot to break in there of the newcomers or someone else and knock one of those guys out?
Nope.
Yeah, I thought the same.
Yeah.
I'm giving my prediction next week of the placings, and I hate to do that because like I told you, I came up from the back to win, almost.
Yeah. Everything can happen, especially in this lineup.
You think Williams going to move up though, right?
I think Williams going to move up,
but it's going to kick someone back.
Yeah.
You don't have to say who that is, but
no.
But you think Rami repeats?
When I'm talking about placings, I'm friends with a lot of the top 10, but it's at one side the sport, and if someone tells to me, it can be my best friend, and he can say to me, yeah, you're not in the top 5, then I respect that, and it's only the opinion.
I think we all think Rami's going to repeat, but can you imagine if someone pulls a shocker and beats Rami? Because I don't think there's anyone of so expert or opinions that...
That's the interesting about the...
Have you heard anyone say he's not going to win? Not really, right?
No.
On the podcast or...
I think Rami's going to have a fucking battle. I don't think he's going to walk through the park. I think he's going to... Someone is going to push him.
Definitely going to be a battle
really hard.
Sure.
And Bonnick's been second before.
Yeah.
Bonnick, look, this is the reality of it, and people forget this. Bonnick and Brandon beat him 2 years ago.
Yeah.
before he won the Olympia. They beat him.
Yeah.
So they know they can beat him. They beat him for years.
Definitely.
So if he's off, they know that they have beat him, and it's a mental thing. Some of these other guys might look at him and think, oh, Rami's untouchable, but there's guys on that stage that have beat him, and they know they can.
But, they say the same thing about Chris, dude. Like, everyone says, oh, Chris will win the Classic.
Yeah, because it's always like this, I would say. And then at the end, the reality can be totally different.
You know how many guys are in Classic physique?
50.
How many?
50.
I think it's over 60.
Oh.
It's a lot.
How many are men open?
34.
How many are in men's physique?
Oh,
over
shit.
60.
Yeah.
There's 34.
How many are in women's bikini?
Over 60. So think about that. Saturday night, men's open has 34 competing, but I think 37 were qualified because Regan's not, Steve Kuklow's not. And then there's over 60 in the other 3 divisions.
Yeah.
The biggest Olympia ever.
For sure. I think it's
405 or something. Yeah.
I do think Rami, everyone sees the pictures and they think he's just going to smack. I think someone is going to step up and really push him. I think I know who that person is, but I'm not going to say it yet.
Curry.
But a lot of people, we were talking about this. Everyone's counting Brandon Curry out. And I'm going, man, he's either got first or second every show for 3 years.
That's the thing about social media as well. It's whoever puts out the most content right now is like in the talk, but there are guys, especially in the open class, they're more like old school, and William is like a family guy who doesn't care about fucking. He cares about social media. I don't want to say that, but he don't cares that much. And Brandon is also whatever.
If you looked at the social media guys, you would think that Andrew, Nick Walker, and these guys are going to win. And I'm not saying they can or can't. I don't know, but they're forgetting about the guys that have consistently been right there.
What I say, and what I think in the open class, you need your time. Yeah. You just need your time, and I'm hella excited for the next 3 or 4 Olympias when the older guys, I don't want to sound like that, but the older guys are retiring.
I just said this on the last
and then Andrew Jack is coming on, and Nick Walker, and all the guys,
these guys, Nick Walker is still in his 20s. He's 28. Yeah. Regan's 29.
Yeah, Regan also, and with the improvements he's gonna do this year, he shocked the world next year, I'm sure. So it's gonna be excited, and
I'm just thinking, this just crossed my head right now. Do you realize in the last couple years everyone said open was dead? Now look at it. In one season, look at what it is now.
There's a lot of excitement. I said this, the next trend is like it's going to be, but the problem is going to be the dominant factor of certain people, right? But like I said, I enjoyed watching the Classic at the Arnold. Like it was, I actually enjoyed it more than I enjoyed the Open. I'll be truthful. Because there was more closer guys. Like all guys were in great shape.
And that's the thing about Classic, and that what.
It's very, like you
what
said.
What makes prediction really hard.
It's a hairline of off makes a huge difference,
yeah, that's
right?
a good word, yeah.
So if Chris is 100% on, and you're 100% on, and Ramon's 100% on, does someone beat him?
Terrence
is 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
If everyone's 100%, does Chris retain, or have those other guys never been 100% next to him?
What's 100%, bro?
Well, he's going to be better than Boston.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm muscular improved. I have a better skin texture than the Arnolds. So I'm going to be definitely improved. I have a more overall better flow and better package. But how I'm going to look at the particular day.
This guy sounds like a ticket salesman. Better go buy your ticket. Come see, because you're going to see
definitely. Buy the pay-per-view and you're going to see
I believe so. Last year at the Olympia, when Classic was at the Expo and when Wellness went on, you couldn't walk through. Like I remember, because I had to get Liz Connolly up there to give the award away. And when Wellness came through, I'm telling you, there was 5,000 people with their cameras up. We could not get through the crowd. Crazy. And Classic was even more crazy.
Yeah.
And this year, we'll see. I think it's even bigger because all these personalities have grown.
Yeah.
And Chris's fan base is crazy now. All of your guys' fan bases have grown.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be mayhem.
I had 20K on IG, my last Olympia.
And what do you have now?
Close to 500.
I mean, think about that. Chris has 3 times his following, and you've,
crazy,
50 times your following.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to it, man. It's awesome. I want you to shout out to all your German people too, because I know a lot of them watch this.
We want to definitely see you more in Germany, brother. So
well, we're gonna, but I want you to tell everyone, like,
Leute, wenn ihr das Ganze schaut, Jay liebt euch. Say your German word.
Unglaublich.
Does that sound good or does it sound terrible? You can.
It sounds really good.
Oh, look at that!
Sure.
I shacked up with a German guy
because it's like
didn't speak English at Ed Connor's house, like back in like 93 or 4 or something. And that's one word he used to say all the time. Every time I'd pose or whatever, he'd make this face and like, nice guy.
See, you
pronounce it like this, like unbelievable. Yeah, it's unglaublich.
And you know what I remember from Cool Runnings? Eins.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. That's all I know.
Yeah, German sounds rude every time. It's a crazy language.
Well, man, we appreciate you, and we're going to let you get to eating and finishing off your preparation, and we look forward to following along the journey. I'm sure we'll talk about it next week before 1 week out.
Of course.
So thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on, guys. It was an honor, and definitely come back to Vegas, and then we enjoy.
So make sure you guys follow him. All the channels we'll tag those on there, and
thanks.
We're wishing all the best, man.
Alrighty,
crush it.